Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, all 5 viewers that are going to see this. Um, I'm here with my friend Nandoman. Nandoman, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, so we just watched the epic reveal trailer for the new Battlefield game,
Oh
Battlefield
man,
2042. That's it. That's what they're naming it. I think it's
this
100 years before 2142, the other older game.
was really epic.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It is a complete 180 from where they were heading with Battlefield 5, and it's very exciting. So
They
I guess we'll kind of get started unless you have anything else to say, Nano.
they pretty much remembered that they're Battlefield, pretty much.
Yes, it is a very distinctly Battlefield trailer,
hmm
which is just it's incredible. They actually found out what people wanted here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to pause intermittently, and we'll discuss various things. So first off, snow map, Osprey that's hit, about to get hit a second time. And it's kind of interesting here. So if you actually go back and take a look at where it's crashing, this is Nando correctly pointed this out while we were watching it the first time. This is a throwback, and this is going to be a theme throughout the entire trailer. This area, this thing up here, this radar tower, is very reminiscent of the Dam of Van Peak, which I think was in the Battlefield 3, and it lines up perfectly with the theme of that, which is jumping off the mountain to the area below.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. We'll see a lot more of these kind of throwback maps, which I'm absolutely convinced they're just remastering older maps, classic maps. So we'll go ahead and continue here. Obviously, Osprey crashes. This guy's panicked. His buddy pushes him off. Very helpful.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
guy
of course,
that
I love
pushes
this.
him off. The guy
Yeah,
that
yeah. What were you gonna say?
the guy that pushed him off doesn't have a backpack at all. So I don't know
Oh,
if
interesting.
he can like I don't know, maybe it's just a game thing and they all have parachutes, or maybe that guy just fell to his death.
Could be. I don't know. That would be a pretty silly thing to do, I guess. Here, pretty funny. Guy gives him the thumbs up, and then what follows? It's pretty good. They get like Battlefield comedy. Like you're doing epic things with your friend 1 second, the next you get smashed by an Osprey. Huge thing here. Big prediction. First off, this is Korea. I think most of these areas that we see are in Korea because you can actually see the lettering here. I don't speak Korean, but I know this symbol, this little O with like an I line, whatever symbol. That is 100% Korean. And I talked to Nando about this a bit. I don't remember the name. Do you remember the name of the map that we thought this was?
Uh isn't it something skyscraper?
No, I think it's like Shanghai Siege or something. Is maybe that's I don't remember. It's the what? It's the premier Battlefield 4 trailer like multiplayer thing where the building comes down, and that building would have been right here. This area looks way too close to the city from that. Because in the game you basically had a one giant building, and then you had like a river or an inlet here, and I think it might be the same area because I think this is just a memorial to the building that collapsed or something. Kind of throwing it out there. What do you think,
Yeah.
Nando?
Yeah, it would make sense. I mean, like, I guess it would collapse. The only thing, though, because wasn't their building closer? Or maybe they all
Um,
collapsed. I don't know.
I don't know. When they do remasters like this, I think distance and scale is warped a little bit. So I don't know.
Yeah, it could just be
I
all
just
just
get this
callback.
strong foreign vibe. I know I just said this is Korea, uh, it may not be. I might be getting that wrong, but China, Korea, obviously two different things. But this harkens back to the like skyscraper battles that you see in
At the
Battlefield
very
4.
least, it's calling back to that map.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Also, helicopter here. Kind of cool. I assume people will be able to get on top of a lot of these rooftops and have cool sniper fights. Also,
Yeah, that's where they'll put
notice
the
this?
C4 on the helicopters.
Yeah,
People
it's
just
waiting for
camping.
people to get in.
Yeah.
Also, it looks like there's maybe an Osprey and another helicopter back here on the rooftop. So that's kind of neat. But not much else here to see. So I'm going to move on. So, Robodog coming out from the sky. Really cool. This area looks like an underground, like a metro. Not sure. Could be on that same map. I think these are, I think that's an Israeli tank. So they're in a shipyard here, obviously. Another thing that's going to lead into what's going to follow. They blow open the side of this ship, like container ship. Also, all the water is missing, which is kind of interesting. This is supposed to be like I think they call it like a wet yard or something, where the ship should be on water, but it's not. It's run aground, and that could have something to do with water going somewhere else in the map, or coming back and washing this all away. Kind of an interesting evolution possibility. But yeah. So they really need to get in the ship. So they're blowing open this portion of the ship to get inside and, I don't know, check out some of these containers.
Yeah, it seems like a specific entrance point. All these guys were here defending it, and now they're getting crushed by it.
Yeah, some sort of like push mode, some sort of rush into here. Obviously, it's a pretty big objective. Now, Nando, correctly, this is probably your talking point here about the gun.
Yeah, basically that gun this guy on the left has is the current one of the candidates for the next generation squad weapon, the Sig Sauer one. Basically, there's a competition between 3 different guns to replace the current U.S. Army's M4, and that's one of them. So maybe they're saying that in this future, that's the one that got picked.
Sig wins.
Or maybe in the game we'll have all 3. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing about this is every gun in the trailer, no gun apparently is like used twice, which demonstrates this really phenomenal level of like customizability in terms of picking your loadout and gear and all that really awesome stuff that makes Battlefield so great. Baltic on the containers, not sure if that's relevant. Baltic is a big area where the Russians have competed for naval dominance, so I don't know. This could be a Western power, this could be US going against Russia here. We're pretty sure this suppressor here, that blocky suppressor, belongs to Chris Manufacturing, weapon manufacturing, which would be the Chris Vector, potentially, which is still very experimental. It's out, but it's very experimental in the sense that it hasn't been widely adopted by any armed forces. Yeah, soldiers moving in, stuff like that. Interesting here, this guy is using some sort of AK variant. Like, it looks like he's got a banana bag.
Maybe an AK-12 or something.
Yeah, some advanced version. Huge thing here, I just noticed. First off, this pattern, Canadian. Second off, maple leaf right here. That is 100% Canadian. No one else would put a maple leaf on their uniform unless they were Canadian. So we could see a coalition of Western forces here. So that's kind of interesting. I really dig I don't know if you noticed, but we were just playing Halo 4 earlier, and Lasky has similar like combat insignias, or what are they called? Rank insignias. To these, you'll notice all these guys have these really big patches on their arms to symbolize rank. Okay, heads in there. So this guy, just take note, he's got this little blue thing sticking out because the cool thing about this trailer is that we see almost everyone in different areas all throughout this trailer. They get ambushed here. They get I was actually noting just how bad this ambush is. These are supposed to be like professional forces, and like these guys standing that close together is a little funky, but you know, it's Battlefield. The idea is that it's just kind of non-trained combat players just shooting each other with guns.
And it seems maybe like.
And okay, yeah. What were you gonna say, Nando?
It's just a complete surprise to them in the trailer. It seems almost like they weren't expecting this level of force.
Yeah, definitely. It is an interesting kind of ambush scenario. Gets knifed, steals tags. That's a classic Battlefield moment kind of thing. Espinoza, take note. Look at his mask, stuff like that. We'll see him again later in the trailer. More fighting in the shipyard. Oh, now we head over to Antarctica or something. Somewhere very cold. Somewhere really freaking cold. Because there's not a lot of places on Earth that would be this cold. So, also penguins confirmed. Yep. This is super important.
Penguin fact.
Yes, absolutely confirmed. And this, okay, so there was another leak that has footage of this, but this isn't the actual footage that they showed in the leak. 99.9% sure can confirm, based on the layout of this whole area, this is Wake Island. The other trailer showed a wider shot of what's going on here. This is Wake Island. This is another throwback to of another Battlefield map. Obviously, we're seeing a rocket launch. Everyone is really freaking excited to run close to the thing that's about to incinerate them. Yeah. Also,
maybe they defend. Like it seems like probably one faction.
Okay, huge thing here. Another. I cannot remember the name of the game. It takes place in the desert. It's about war crimes, but I think it takes place in Abu Dhabi.
Spec Ops the Line.
Spec Ops the Line, that's it.
Yeah.
Finally, we're figuring out what these things are. So Spec Ops the Line has a similar thing. Abu Dhabi, basically there's a huge sandstorm that comes through and covers most of the city. It looks normal because the buildings are tall, but the truth is, no, this is not normal at all. All these buildings are, the first, second, and third floors are practically buried in sand. Yeah. So that's interesting. Probably another Levolution thing they're adding in. Some explosions on the ground, but I said this earlier watching the trailer. I don't think there's going to be much combat on the ground. I think it's going to be on the rooftops. Attack choppers chasing a little bird. Love the little bird. So much fun to fly. Yeah. Get someone else to crash into him. Oh, of course, whammon. Not a huge problem, but it's modern. It's the future, I guess. So, it's fine for, I think, most people. You're not going to see people getting up in arms about future soldiers, not being women, when we're actually introducing women into
not quite as jarring as how
World War II prosthetic female. Yeah,
yeah.
Very very jarring and off-putting to do that in the past, but in the future, alternate timelines, stuff like that, it works. Yep, lights everyone up here. A lot of people on the rooftop, which again tells me it's going to have a lot of combat up there. He just chills a chopper pilot.
He just watches that happen.
He just watches this fucking. He's like, just so cool. Oh man!
Yeah, he just stops shooting and just stands there so he can get ran over.
F-35 here.
Oh, man.
Interesting. Below is a pretty big city. And they said, I think Nando just said, someone talked about no campaign. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Like, this is going to be a multiplayer map? That is going to be insane. 128 people in a place like that on the ground? Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. This blew my mind that they'd actually do this, and it looks so great. The Thendezook, I believe it's called, back
like
in Battlefield 3.
Reference to 3.
Yeah, I mean that's so perfect. That's so Battlefield, you know. See here, a lot of people just get shot. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on, and a lot of trailers are like, oh, it's so action-packed, and you get into a match, it's like, there's a little burst of action, but when you consider the 128 player count, I feel like that's a lot more possible now. Just absolute fucking chaos. So,
Yeah, run.
yeah. Yeah, there's like four jets in the sky, like 3 helicopters and tanks and robodogs. I just... Now, here's the crazy thing. Okay, so these are all these people here you've seen in other clips, especially this guy. I said to remember his little blue thing hanging off the side. Kind of it really expressing how, you're really going to be able to pick a unique character and take them on all these adventures. And of course, this is the guy at the beginning of the trailer, but that should be obvious. So yeah, tornadoes. In the trailer leak, they showed this. And my biggest prediction, this is like, I want to lock this in to say I was right. First off, here is Espinoza, the guy who knifes the guy we just saw with the little blue cord hanging from his thing. Yeah. He's changed his whole mask. So he's got like brand new stuff on, which is interesting, showing some customization. Some actual like meaningful, not kind of stupid looking customization.
Yeah, and I also like, I mean, in a lot of other games, when you change like your mask, it'll also change your whole helmet. But I like here, I think this is similar clothing. I don't know. It seems like he can change like smaller parts.
Yeah, little tinier aspects to make your person unique, but nothing over the top, bombastic. And then these guys, this is hilarious. This is like, this is so Battlefield. Like, they hop into a damn taxi, like 3 guys hopping into a taxi to get away from this damn tornado.
Just like, see ya.
Too little, too late. They're getting sucked in. I mean, everything's getting sucked into these. This is not a normal tornado. I mean, we're literally seeing tanks and shit getting sucked in. Whole, like, vehicles and squads. Wingsuit Man is back. Really cool part there.
Yeah.
Freaking hell, I mean, it's crazy.
Maybe it's, like, suggesting that if you do get sucked in, it's not, like, an immediate death.
Maybe you get a chance to parachute back down. Maybe it's really just supposed to disrupt combat briefly and then shake things up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But another huge thing, I haven't said it yet. The amount of like weather stuff I've seen, like this sandstorm, the tornado, we're seeing like almost like hurricane kind of stuff going on. I'm absolutely convinced, and I've already told a lot of people this. Weather manipulation or control is going to be a big aspect of the game, because there's no way you can justify a tornado, because people don't just build skyscrapers where there's tornadoes. That's just not a thing. So
they're not trying to launch rockets while a tornado is nearby.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You don't set up stuff like that in an area where that could ever happen. It's just a terrible idea. That's a horrible investment plan. So I'm absolutely convinced there's some sort of weather manipulation going on. That is a very unique new Levolution thing. So yeah, that's my huge prediction. I'm really looking forward to that. Nando, what is your thing? What is your take?
I'm just thinking maybe like could be similar to do you remember that mode where you're like a commander or something? You're like an eye in the sky
Yeah.
and you can like send down missiles and supplies and stuff.
Oh,
Maybe it's
that's
something
right.
like that.
Totally could be.
Control weather.
I think it's called it's like called commander mode or something. That would be really interesting. But yeah, we're running pretty long here. So thanks for watching. Nando, any parting words?
Thanks for watching.
All right. Thanks, guys.